Why would a country build a world-class airport that has more space than passengers? A $2 billion airport designed for 13 million passengers annually opened in a country that previously handled fewer than 7 million international travelers a year. Techo International Airport in Cambodia is a massive aviation dream, but its empty halls have created a bigger question. Is this a future success story or a billion-dollar mistake? Techo International Airport officially opened near Phnom Penh in 2025, replacing the older airport that had limited room for expansion. Spread across nearly 2,600 hectares, the project is one of the largest infrastructure developments in Cambodia's history. The first phase alone cost around $2 billion and includes a 4-kilometer runway capable of handling some of the largest passenger aircraft in the world. The terminal was designed by Foster Plus Partners, the same architectural firm behind several famous global projects, and combines modern airport technology with traditional Cambodian design elements. From the outside, everything about Techo looks like a future aviation giant. The massive roof structure, open spaces, and advanced facilities make it feel like an airport built for a country expecting explosive growth. However, airports are not judged by their size or beauty. They are judged by one simple number: how many passengers actually walk through the doors every year. The first major challenge facing Techo International Airport is the difference between its capacity and Cambodia's current aviation demand. The airport can handle around 13 million passengers per year in its opening phase, while future expansion plans aim for 30 million passengers and eventually around 50 million annually. These are numbers normally associated with major international hubs such as Singapore Changi or Dubai International Airport. Cambodia, however, remains a smaller aviation market with fewer tourists, fewer business travelers, and fewer international flight connections compared with its regional neighbors. Before Techo opened, Cambodia's airports together handled less than 7 million international passengers annually, meaning the new airport started with a large gap between available space and actual demand. The challenge is simple. Building a bigger airport does not automatically create more travelers. A terminal can have hundreds of gates, but without enough flights and passengers, many of those gates remain silent. Techo is not the first Cambodian airport project built around future growth expectations. In 2023, the country opened Siem Reap Angkor International Airport, a modern replacement for the older airport serving tourists visiting Angkor Wat. The project cost around $1.1 billion and was designed to handle approximately 7 million passengers every year during its first stage. The airport solved several problems, including protecting the ancient temple area from aircraft noise and increasing future expansion space. However, the new location also placed the airport farther away from the city and tourist areas. A journey that was once shorter became longer for visitors. Within the first 2 years, passenger numbers remained much lower than the airport's maximum capacity. This created an important lesson for Techo. Infrastructure can prepare for future growth, but it cannot force that growth to happen. The airport may be ready for millions of travelers, but travelers still need reasons to come. Techo's biggest challenge is not another airport inside the country. The real competition comes from some of the strongest aviation hubs in Asia. Cambodia is located between Thailand, Vietnam, and Singapore, countries that already have powerful airports connecting millions of passengers every year. Bangkok Suvarnabhumi Airport handled more than 60 million passengers annually before the pandemic and continues expanding its global network. Singapore Changi Airport regularly handles over 60 million passengers per year and connects travelers to more than 100 airlines. These airports have spent decades building strong relationships with airlines and passengers. For Techo, entering this market means competing against airports that already have a huge advantage. Airlines do not simply choose a location because a new terminal exists. They choose airports where aircraft can stay full, routes can make money, and passengers actually want to travel. A successful airport needs more than modern terminals and technology. It requires a powerful airline network to bring passengers every day. Global hubs like Dubai, Doha, and Singapore became successful because of airlines like Emirates, Qatar Airways, and Singapore Airlines. Cambodia currently lacks an airline of that scale, making it difficult for Techo to compete as a major transit hub. A massive airport also creates massive operating costs even when passenger numbers are low. A facility designed for 13 million passengers annually, with future plans for 50 million, still needs security, maintenance, electricity, and staff every day. Empty gates and unused spaces increase financial pressure, creating a race between future growth and current expenses. Why build something this big? If the current passenger numbers do not fully support the airport, why build it at such a massive scale? The answer is connected to Cambodia's long-term economic plans. Techo International Airport is not only designed as a transportation project, it is also meant to represent Cambodia's future growth, attracting tourism, foreign investment, and international business. Large infrastructure projects are often built years before demand arrives. High-speed railways, ports, and airports are sometimes created to encourage economic activity rather than simply respond to existing demand. Cambodia expects more visitors, more industries, and stronger international connections in the coming decades. The airport is a bet that the country of tomorrow will need the infrastructure being built today. The risk is that future growth must happen quickly enough to justify the enormous financial investment already made. The development of Techo International Airport is linked to Chinese investment and Cambodia's long-term economic strategy. While the airport may look oversized today, it is designed as a decades-long bet to improve trade, tourism, and regional connectivity. The biggest challenge is the gap between ambition and demand. Techo has world-class infrastructure, but without enough passengers, flights, and a strong airline ecosystem, competing with established hubs remains extremely difficult. Could Techo become a future success story? Calling Techo International Airport a failure today may be too early. Many major airports needed years before reaching their full potential. Dubai International Airport was not always the global giant it is today. It grew alongside the expansion of Emirates and Dubai's transformation into a major business and tourism center. Cambodia is hoping for a similar long-term transformation. If tourism grows, businesses expand, and airlines increase their presence, Techo could eventually become a valuable gateway for Southeast Asia. The airport has enough land, technology, and capacity to support decades of growth. The challenge is whether economic development can move fast enough to match the airport's enormous size. Techo International Airport represents one of the biggest infrastructure bets in Cambodia's history. With a $2 billion price tag, a 13 million passenger opening capacity, and future plans reaching 50 million passengers annually, the project carries enormous ambition and enormous risk. Right now, the airport looks ahead of its time, with facilities built for a future that has not fully arrived yet. Critics may see it as an expensive project with too much capacity and too few passengers. Supporters may see it as a foundation for Cambodia's next economic chapter. The answer will not come in 1 year or even 5 years. It will depend on whether Cambodia can attract more tourists, build stronger airlines, and create enough economic activity around the airport. For now, Techo International Airport remains a fascinating experiment, a place where the future has already been built, waiting for the world to catch up. If this video was helpful, like, share, and subscribe for more content.